You're watching Scorching and Swearing with your host, Brandon Swear.
Hello, Swear Nation. Welcome on in to another amazing episode of Scorching and Swearing, another pod review. However, this is a very, very special and very unique pod review. I have two amazing peppers that has not rolled out yet to anyone for the most part. Obviously I have them here, so that's why I say for the most part. And these are created by Paul Quick of quickshotspice. And man, he makes some phenomenal powders. Have one here. Go ahead and give you a zoom look on that. Boom. I mean, phenomenal stuff. This in particular is his hot taco seasoning, and you know, he has some amazing stuff. He has a nice blazing mix, and he has one that you know, I'm also very fond of as well, and it's got a very nice garlic kick. I like to mix those two for a lot of my Asian dishes in general, but it doesn't stop there. He's got phenomenal bacon seasoning. I wish I could recall the name right now, but it's eluding me. But definitely, I'll have everything linked down below, how you can get a hold of Paul Quick. Grab yourself some spices. He is a phenomenal, you know, master of his craft, and very fast at getting this out. But I'll go ahead and try some of this here powder before I get too far into the pod. There are two pods, so there's a caramel version and a red version. Go ahead and actually show these now. Here's the red up close. I mean, gnarly, beautiful, wicked thing. This thing is called the Jackyl. Man, it is very suiting for its name. Just a gnarly pod. And then obviously this one's caramel. This is the F2 of a recross. So it was a few years ago at Zest Fest. Met up with Paul for the first time in person, and actually got the chance to try the very first cross that he ran of this, and it was pretty screaming hot. So looking forward to the new recross that he's done. This is, like I said, F2, so there's still a lot to be sought out and you know, really lock in from a generational standpoint. F2, for all those that are just now, you know, stopping in, trying to pick up some of the lingo and everything that's going on. So essentially, by the time it hits F8, it's pretty darn stable at that point. I mean, it should be pretty sound. No changes, no iterations. Every pod should look the same, and it should be pretty darn close to that. As you go, so you have, you know, F1, F2. I guess technically you have the initial cross that you could count as 0, but those pods will look just like the initial plant itself. It's not until you take the seeds out of that and plant those that you start to see some change ups. But with each time around that you're grabbing seeds from that next cycle, you get closer. As long as you're selecting with what you're wanting and only planting those seeds, you get closer and closer to the phenotype, the shape, the structure, the color, everything that you're looking for. So this is really cool, really excited. We're going to do the chocolate tomorrow, but for today we are going to do the red. It is a rather large pod, so definitely looking forward to diving into that. Probably should have waited out, but you know, oh well. This is Paul Quick's hot spice hot taco seasoning. I go ahead and get a nice dollop on the finger. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. All right, I gotta get a little bit more. That's so tasty. I mean, it tastes just like a taco right now. Like, no need of anything else. Just lather this up on some tortilla chips, and you're eating a taco salad at that point. Is what it tastes like. Phenomenal heat, phenomenal flavor, very complex, very robust. All right, without further ado, let's get into this is the F2 Jackyl from Paul Quick. Let's go ahead and get into this one. So, man, that is so tasty. That taco seasoning, phenomenal. Now let's go ahead and get a nice good cut. Show you what the inside looks like. I did get the okay to show this. Obviously I will be eating it all, so no worries there. But oh my goodness, that is absolutely devastating looking. Oh man, that is scorching hot. Absolutely smells very strong chinense aroma. I mean, phenomenal. It's got a fruity but super strong, super hot chinense smell. All right, pretty darn oily in there too. I mean, just dripping. But let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm Brandon Swear, and this is the Jackyl F2 from Paul Quick. Very, very thick wall for being a thin wall pepper. Very hearty. Super massy, super hard, or thick to chew through. Like, it's got a lot going on. Normally, those Superhots have such a thin wall, you basically like shred through them super fast. That had a phenomenal crunch, amazing taste, and man, is the heat kicking up now. I mean, just ramping up. Nice violent burn right off the bat. Very much gravitating around the front of the mouth, the middle section of the mouth. But let's talk about flavor. Right off the bat, like I said, very great flavor rolling through. Has a phenomenal overall fruity, sweet note. More fruity than sweet, but man, the second that ends up hitting through, it starts to build up with this nice heat. I probably got 3/4 the way through chewing the pod, and that started to just ramp up. It's still building right now. So now, from where it was originally sitting, it was sitting on the front of the mouth. So now it's kind of gravitated towards the back of the mouth. Definitely scorching the back of the throat. Nothing in the chest, nothing in the stomach yet. But man, that is a hot pepper there, Paul. Man, so the Jackyl, looking over here at my notes from whenever I was talking to Paul, the Jackyl is the SR7 chocolate crossed with a Trinidad scorpion. I mean, two extremely hot peppers, and I mean, that beautiful specimen. I mean, even between the two, look pretty similar in shape, and the overall bumpiness, contortion. It's got this nice wavy, bumpy. It's just a gnarly looking pod. Very gnarly looking thing. Has a nice little, I guess you could call it, I mean, it is a stinger, but you know, more attached to the overall body instead of super elongated, which is perfectly fine because that thing is just beefy. I mean, there is a lot of Superhot there. All right, so now the overall sweet flavor is still lingering, but man, it is just pulsating heat in the mid part of my mouth, back of my throat, and now I'm feeling a little bit in the chest. I mean, this thing is going through nice. This is a phenomenal burn, Paul. Definitely one to check out. It's got my sinuses now opening up, which definitely glad there. Let's see. Trying to see if I get a pepper burp. No. Well, Man, holy cow. I am like, I really want to jump into this next one, but what I'm going to do is I want to give it a fair and equal shake. So obviously eat this one now, eat the other one either later tonight or tomorrow, and give a good assessment of the overall burn, the duration of the burn, and really kind of where it sits, how it sits, and how it's going. But I mean, this thing is violent right off the bat. Second it hits hard, and it just starts climbing. It still feels like it's building. It could just be an overall smoldering, lingering burn, but it is still gravitating now. So it left my mouth for a good bit, stayed back in the throat. Now it's kind of gravitated back towards the top back portion of my tongue, and man, that is hot. That is good. That is tasty, and that is going to, not only yield some amazing powders from quickshotspices, but I can guarantee you that thing would make a killer sauce. So, man, overall heat now, or burn now, is leaving the mouth, leaving the back of the throat, a little bit in the chest. It's starting to diminish. I will say it's on the come down. That's a lot of punch for a little pepper. I say a little pepper, that thing was pretty hearty, but you get what I'm saying. A lot of punch for one pepper. Arguably one of the hotter pods that I've had this season for sure, and I can definitely see this thing sitting up there with the other big dogs if it isn't one of them. It still leaves a great taste in the mouth. I'm just kind of I'm wondering too, like I can just taste the sweetness. Obviously I still taste a little bit of the taco seasoning, but that's a whole different savory, complex, smoky note. This is just sweet. It's nice, it's hot, there's no bitterness, there's no floralness. It is just piping hot, and it had a touch of sweet and a lot of fruity, and that fruity and sweet is just lingering, and it's beautiful. But man, Paul, phenomenal job. I'll have the links for everything down below, how you can get a hold of Paul. And once again, you can find him on Facebook at quickshotspices, and pick up some of those seasonings, man. They are phenomenal stuff. Use them, and love to roll hard-boiled eggs in those seasonings. It is a phenomenal wake up to your morning and a game changer. So hey, the burn is completely subsided now. Now I'm just enjoying the overall taste. So from everything from the world of hot, I'm Brandon Swear, and this has been Scorching and Swearing.
This has been Scorching and Swearing with your host, Brandon Swear.